Question: has something like this ever crossed your mind?
Irresponsible nature, man won't own up to being its engineer, so he blames his dark deeds on my ilk. But it's not enough to shadow his own existence. No, he turned hell into a suffering pit. And why? Because it is beyond your abilities to simply make personal recompense for the sins you commit. No, you choose rather to create a psychodrama and dwell in a phallus belief that God could never forgive your grievous offenses. So you bring your guilt and your inner decay with you to hell, where the horrid imaginations of so many gluttons for punishment gave birth to the sickness that has infected the abyss since the first one of your kind arrived there, begging to be punished. And in doing so, they've transformed the cold and solitude to pain and misery. I've spent eons privy to the flames, inhaling the decay, hearing the wail of the damned. I know what effect such horrors have on the delicate psyche of an angelic being.
And that's the focus of this video. I think this shows a perfect example of psychological thinking from many years of conditioning, of mind conditioning, mind programming, however you want to phrase it, however you want to call it, of the whole idea of sin. We're taught to believe what is considered evil, the 7 deadly sins and stuff like that, and the 10 commandments and all of these type of things. But what you don't stop to think is evil is basically is actually something that's a point of view. Of course, there's bad things that people can do. Some people can look at it as being bad. Some people could look at it as being extremely bad or evil. And people are always going to debate on what's evil and what's not considered evil. And it's very important to know that the whole psychological thinking of sin that will bring somebody to hell, for those of you who believe in that kind of thing, it makes sense that hell, all it really is the absence of God. that you're no longer in his proximity. You're not close enough to him. Closeness to God is heaven. Distance from God is hell. And that's basic common thinking of what it really is, as far as like paradise and heaven, being in close proximity to God, and the actual misery of not having God around you or with you, and you feel all this type of emotional pain and psychological torment and emotional torment. But what makes it worse is all these things that are thrown into it. If you do this, you'll go to hell. If you do that, you'll go to hell. And then people start making up more and more things, and this is throughout centuries, many centuries, how people would say this. And then when people do something bad, and then they're on their deathbed, and they dwell on certain bad things that they have done in their past, they get scared of judgment. They get so scared about, am I going to go to hell for this and that? Am I going to go hell because I did this, or because I did that? And someone you may have treated like crap, or someone you may have killed and you thought deserved it, and then for some reason it just comes back to haunt you, and you think you're going to get judged for that. And then what happens? You start to pray. You want to see a priest. You want to be forgiven of all your sins, so you can end up going to heaven, getting some kind of full pardon and this and that, instead of just taking responsibility for your own actions, feeling bad about what you did, and then when you die, you just say, I admit I fucked up. I admit that I did wrong. I'm taking responsibility for right now. I'm taking responsibility into saying that I actually screwed up. What I did was wrong. And even though I'm dead, let's say you're in the afterlife, you want to make amends. And remember, for those of you who believe in God, God forgives all. So why dwell so much on the fact that you need to, oh my God, I need to pray from, I need him to forgive my sins and this and that. He'll forgive you no matter what. It's just you. It's your problem. You need to realize what you did was wrong. You need to realize what you did, whatever bad thing you did, especially if it's very serious, to take responsibility by first saying, I did wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I fucked up. I did wrong. I'm taking responsibility for myself. Plain and simple. For all of you who believe in God and believe in heaven and hell, for those of you who believe in that kind of thing, if God forgives all, why even bring all these type of sinful ideas of thinking that he's not going to forgive you for this and that, and then you end up, I guess, if you do go to hell because of that, it's because you put yourself there. You put yourself in this hellish realm. Your emotional and your psychological thinking attaches to your soul, and you end up in this one tormented place, all because you believed it. All because you believed in what you were afraid of. Plain and simple. You brought it with you. So some of you might look at it a different way of what this part from the movie Dogma, or the deleted scene. You might look at it as something different, but I'm just trying to explain it from my point of view, from what he said and how I understood it. You know, some people might understand it differently, but this is how I basically understood it, and I believe I made a very good point. So drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Any questions? And I really think this part should have been in the movie. You know, of course, I couldn't show the actual video footage. I only have the audio. But I wish that part would have been in the movie. It would have been great, I think. Well, anyways, I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, it's up to you. And again, to all of you, take care.